Om. With the great love and respect in the feet my Sadguru, I am starting the 10th part of this book. As I described in my previous discourse, the Chitta was the third field of the mesmerization and hypnotization of Jiva, the platform of all doing, and I am telling for the last foundation of the Jiva, of the illusion and unconsciousness of a person. That is the fourth circle or fourth area and fourth sheathing, that is called the sheathing of ego. The ego has many forms: ego, pride, respect, self-respect, and many more. So this is the last jail or last hurdle or last sheathing or last covering or the last chain of the slavery of Jiva in this Maya. Even the ego has not presence. Even the ego is false. Even the ego is illusion. But the illusion is also comes true when a person's mind misguided or caught in the psychological guilt. By this ego, the sight corrupt of the knowing, and person knows truth as a false and false as a truth. By this ego, the person have an illusion in the matter as a God, and he never know the God. So, when a person seems the truth as a untrue, and the untrue seems as a true, so the illusion in material as a truth, illusion in the physical body as a truth, illusion the sensory organs as a truth, illusion in the mind as a truth, illusion in the intellect as a truth, and illusion as a chitta, muda as a truth. That is the all illusionary power, or the center of all illusion is the ego. So the ego is a madness. I remember a joke. Many years ago, there was a mental hospital in Agra, and in that mental hospital there was many type of mental sick persons. There was many type mental sick persons. They have many type of illusions. They have many type of illusions in their brain. When a person think that he is a great man, a person think he is a George Washington, another person think he is a Vladimir Ilyich Lenin, another person think he is the Prime Minister of India, and some person think that he is a God, some person think he is Jesus, some person think he is the great warrior, and they do their roles in the mental hospitals. Some person sitting on the bench with a great proud and say, "Bow to me, I am God, Shiva." Some person say, "Oh, I am the Prime Minister of India." At that time in this India, the Prime Minister was Jawaharlal Nehru. So Jawaharlal Nehru himself go to the mental hospital, only the visit, and doctors advise, please do not go inside. The Jawaharlal said, no, I want to see the mad persons in their life. So they are inside, and a mad person asked to Jawaharlal, what is your name? So Jawaharlal Nehru says, my name is Jawaharlal Nehru. So the mad person say, oh, don't worry, you will be cured very soon, because when I came in this mental hospital, I was Motilal Nehru, but now I am also Jawaharlal Nehru. So that is the same thing in your life. You are made like in this illusionary Maya, and you think that you are something else, but you are not. Because your ego is so sedative power. You are in the sedation of the ego. You are in the sedation of the ego. My dear friend, when you go in the mental hospital and you see the mad persons, you can understand this illusion, mind, intellect and ego can do anything. The mental hospital is the example of this. Resulting illusion of the Maya. Somebody is throwing the stone to other person, somebody is crying, somebody is shouting, somebody is beeping, somebody is throwing the water and even the urine to other person. The same thing, this ego convert in the life of this world. Somebody is throwing the stones of the bad names. Somebody is beating other person in the anger. Somebody is attacking to the women in the lust. Somebody is doing the conspiracy with the other person for the meaningless things, money and treasure. Everybody must be die after some time, but nobody want to understand. Everybody doing foolishness, giving pain to others, and you can see your surroundings. People's doing the madness with other persons. If the pupil is not doing madness, so there is no need of judiciary or the police, because the crime itself is madness, because the anger itself is madness, because the irrespectful behavior with others, children's, women's, it is also a madness. The robbery is also a madness. The hunger of the land, goods, unnecessary things, that is also madness. My dear friend, this madness comes from the ego, because the ego is the greatest illusion of the Maya. Even everybody knows he is not physical body, because physical body will die in the death. Everybody knows that something will be remaining after the death, but he do not know which will be remain. Everybody knows, and even in the religions they have not realized the rebirth. Some religions, they do not faith in the rebirth, but they know that rebirth is. Because I talk to many persons all over the world, the follower of many religions, even the religion said to them, there is no rebirth, but they ask me who I was in the previous birth. A lady which is living in Portugal, and I given her the meditation class online Skype, and she went about 500 births before, and she described me many fact was true and many fact was strange. So not only my spiritual science, but the parapsychology also admire and accept this fact that rebirth is true. One thing. Second thing is that you can see on the Discovery Channel, they broadcast the program about the ghosts and the vampires. Even they describe many ghosts in the White House of America also. I see that program. Okay, but rebirth is a truth, and that rebirth is an another topic I will talk after some time, but I am telling about the ego. Everybody knows that the physical body is not their actual existence. Everybody knows when they die, everybody knows when they die, the physical body will go. And the person who has some keen observation, they knows that when they sleep, the conscious mind will sleep and some conscious mind will play in the dreams. And more intellectual persons, they have some keen intellect inside, they knows the dream will go and the sound sleep will come. There is no body, no physical body, no mind, no intellect, no mood, only and even no ego, that all pin drop silence and all unconsciousness. So it proves that you are not physical body, because your physical body is sleeping and you can see the dreams and you can go anywhere in the world in your dream. And you know, you are not physical body, you are not mental body, even you are not your ego, because when you sleep in the sound sleep, your ego also sleep with that sleep. But who is remain? When you sleep in deep sound sleep, who is remain there? And that remaining, that is the remaining of your existence. So I am telling the example of the mental hospital. There are many mental patients. Somebody think he is Churchill, somebody think he is Viceroy, somebody think he is Hitler, somebody think he is the Prime Minister, somebody think he is Shankar, somebody think he is Vishnu, somebody think he is Sai Baba, somebody think he is Patel. And doctors was very troubleful there. They cannot call them by their real name. They are compelling to call them that name that they know they are. They call them, oh, Mr. Churchill, come here. Oh, Mr. Hitler, come here. And when you will talk to the Viceroy, you must pay the respect as a Viceroy to that madman. Otherwise that madman will beat you, bite you, throw the stone on you. And when you will talk to the Hitler, you should be respect like Hitler. So this is the mental hospital, this world. If you do not pay the respect to the person will angry with you. I see in the political parties in India, the juniors respect the seniors, even they touch the feet. And the buttering is very essential. if you do not buttering to the seniors will not help you to grow upward in the party. I see in the offices, the officer want respect to the subordinates. If the subordinate talk to equally with the officer will prejudice with the subordinate and cut their chances of promotions. So your world is the play of ego. Everybody want to satisfy the ego. Even the master also care the ego of disciples. Otherwise the disciples will run away, because master knows the disciples, they are not awakened persons. They are the part of this mental hospital of this world. They want love, they want respect. So the satisfaction of the ego is the satisfaction of an illusionary person, because the person is caught in the illusion of the ego. If you throw any hard word to any person, the person will be unpleased with you and he will become your enemy by only one word. Even the word is unstable and destroy, but the magnet of the brain of that person quickly make the impression in his memory of your word. So that memory will be decide whether you are friend or whether you are enemy of that person, and that decision comes from the ego. Because if you are hurt the ego of the person will never cooperate with you. So not only this is a science of spirituality, it is the science of living also. Everybody wants to satisfy his ego. So this world is similar like a mental hospital ward. Every person has their own ego, and every person has their own desires, and every person has their own way of living, and every person wants respect, love, importance, and every person is made for the worldly things. Every person want luxury things, every person want good food, every person want enjoy, every person want freedom, every person want that person obey his orders. So why this type of madness comes in the brain of the person? That is the fourth circle of illusion, and that is called ego. And why this ego came? And how this ego comes? This ego comes because the darkness of illusion of Maya, because you do not know your existence, because you are not standing in your immortal presence of the God inside, because you are blind, because you are living in the dark room of the Maya, because you are living in a dark tunnel, because you are completely wash out your real memory of spirituality and divinity and your exact presence of immortal Atma. So when you are in the dark, you can't see anything. So you are living by the support of the stick, and you have a faith on the stick, and you are support for your touching hands, and you are living by your own hypothetical imaginations, and you are all decisions, they are not concrete decisions, they are all hypotheses, they are all imaginations. So this vast type and millions type of imagination is called millions type of ego. This is the cause of the ego when you are in unconsciousness of the dark illusion of Maya. If we tell that unconsciousness, that is good, because the consciousness never allow the ego, as the light never allow the dark. When the sun arises on the particular area of the earth, the exposed area, there you cannot find any dark chap. So because the unknowing yourself, your real identity, you are living in the dark. And this habit is so strong that your internal setup or consciousness completely submerged in this habit. As a owl, as a vet, they want to live in the dark. So you also want to live in the dark, and you don't want to come in the light, and you do not want to search the light, because the millions years of the journey in the dark, you have adopted this life as a real life. So the journey of for enlightenment, to the journey towards the enlightenment is the journey of the opposite of the nature. And your ego never permit to go opposite your nature, because your ego is conjoint and collateral with the nature. This conjointness and this collateralness and this adaptation and this acceptations and this illusion and this disliking of the light, that make the work of the masters very hard, because the person not found like that, they want enlightenment. The maximum person found, they want to satisfy their ego by the master, Sadhgurus, monks. So the monks become fake, the Sadhgurus become fake, because you don't want to real thing, you want artificial thing. So artificial market is developed in this world. My dear friend, as I describe you, your real consciousness, your real presence of existence is covered by Shamsit, the first and central sheath of your covering of the dark, that is ego, and second is your mood, your chitta, and third is your intellect, and fourth is your mind, and fifth is your physical body. You are prisoner of these 5 balls jail, and the Sadguru want to break this jail and take you out and give you the freedom, and then you can live freely in the sky of the God existence. My dear friend, This is the condition of your illusion of ego. By the ego, you misunderstand yourself in the millions type of differentiation and different personalities. Your madness is day by day become dark and deep, and your religious persons and religions and your books and your theories, they also help the make your illusion dark and dark and darker, because they are suggesting you the spiritual practices, fake spiritual practices in the name of the divinity. They are giving you the practices of the body, the tenacity, the fasting, the chanting, the reading. They are giving you the mental chanting, the mantras. This is the mind illusion. They are increasing your mind illusion. They are telling to you, you think about the books, quotations, and try to understand. They are giving the madness of your intellect. They are making your intellect more and more full with the unnecessary crowd of the knowledge of the materialistic, knowledge of the dark illusions. So somebody, they are training your mood, your consciousness by their ways, as they are teaching you meditation of concentration with the hypothetic imaginations. So they are making your mood, your chitta, more and more poisonous and more dirty. And they are all, after all, they are satisfaction your ego. And your ego become more and more strong. And your jail become more and more strong. And the safety of the jailer is very, very hard. But you do not know. Only the Sadguru knows that these all your divine practices and spiritual practices are fake and opposite to your consciousness. I want to repeat that the ego is the false and fake illusion of Maya. Which is your real presence. The ego give you the false assurance and say that is fake. And which is you are not, the ego confirm that you are that. So ego is false and fake illusion. He proved the true as a false and proved the false as a true. He proved that dream is true and he proved that awaken is false. So person want to live in a dream. The ego is called the dream by the open eyes. The person is seeing the dreams in the open eyes, dead dreams. And the ego is very, very good magician. He can play the magic game with you. Ego has the two big departments. One department is the impose the norms by the society and giving the pride by the society, and giving the post by the society, and giving the importance by the society, and hating by society, that is also create ego. A person become the mayor, a person become a prime minister, a person become a cabinet minister, a person become a administrator or governor. The society give him extra force of the ego. The mayor think I am mayor, okay? The governor say, oh, who are you? I am the governor of this place. So the post, location, and the importance given by the society also create a big ego inside of you. When the Prime Minister is coming anywhere, that Z plus VVIP security will come with him. The special plane, special arrangement. Everybody is worried about the safety of Prime Minister, and everybody is ready to give the respect to Prime Minister. How the Prime Minister will not caught in the ego? Even in your family, you care some child more and more, and all give the respect to the child, and so the child become a rigid and egoistic child. So the one thing, the ego imposed and ego given by the society, that is one department, big department of the ego, and you can see everywhere. If the society give the responsibility to any person, the person's ego become high. Even he don't want to meet general persons, he asks the permission, he asks the appointment. That is the ego. So my dear friend, the ego learned by the society also. And second department of the ego, that is comes from millions of your birth experiences and blindnesses. The millions birth your experiences and millions birth the blindness coming with you, that makes your ego very, very hard. So the Kurukshetra, which what I am describing, is the field of doer. The Kurukshetra is the Karta Bhava, is the doing sensibility, is the illusion of the doer, and this is the field which is you are living in this life and going towards the death without any achievement, without any awareness, without any journey towards the spirituality. My dear friend, in Indian mythology, the Kurukshetra is called because the King Kuru has do the tenacity here, but a real thing is that king is you, and this world is your field, and you are become a doer here. So this is all the doing field is called Kurukshetra. I am telling about your inner side, where is living a doer, and that is the all producer of your pain. My dear friend, the cause of all your pain and sorrows and dilemmas and discomfort, that comes by your doerness. Because a coin has two faces. If you will become the doer, then you will become the availer, not aware, availer. One side you are doer, and second type you are availer or acceptor the fruits of the doing. And the Ramayana says, कर्म प्रधान विश्व करी राखा, जो जस करे सो तस फल चाखा. It means the nature has make a arrangement of the doing. As you will do, as you will be get, as you will sow, as you will be cut. So this is the biggest problem in the life of a human, that he is involved in the doing, he is not involved in the seeing. He don't want to detach, he want to attach everywhere, every time. Because this is the arrangement of your society. Because this is arrangement your life, career, jobs, family, everywhere. The enlightened person never oppose the doing, but they oppose the unconscious doing. The enlightened person don't say that you leave the job, you leave the family, you leave the house. No. Enlightened person say you do everything, but you do in consciousness, you do in detachment, you come inside, you stand your existence, you see that you are not a doer, you see that you are not a part of nature, you see that you are not a physical body, mental body, causal body, ego. But people do not accept, because they are very, very deeply blind. My dear friend, if you do anything, your mind will be create a thought, what will we get after this doing? But the Sadgurus teach you, who is the doer? Doer is like a machine, your body is like a machine. Your mind is a supervisor of this machine, which is supervise all the work of doing. Your intellect is the accountant of the machine. Your mood is the passing officer. He tell okay that you do. And your ego is the acceptor and receptor of your doing. My dear friend, this is the natural mechanical work, and you think you are doing because you do not know your existence. So you make the impressions, you take the programs, you take the plannings for the next birth by this all illusion of the doing. So you are ready to go birth to birth. This type of tenacity you are doing in this field. Your tenacity is meaningless. My dear friend, we will be take this word Kurukshetra in the next discourse, because the discourse is long, so I cut this discourse. I will take the rest portion of this Kurukshetra in the next discourse. Discourse number 11. And now the discourse number 10 is okay. Thank you very much. Love you very much. Bless you.